All right, welcome everybody to another week of a virtual HIIT class. My name is Tessa and I'll be your instructor today. Thank you so much if you're joining me in real time or if you're watching this later on. I really appreciate it and I think we'll get a great workout in today. We're gonna have a pretty much full body circuit today. So if you don't know, HIIT stands for high intensity interval training. So we're gonna have circuits with lots of high intensity movements, different cardio and strength-based movements, and we're gonna have a shorter rest period, then we'll have work periods. So it's gonna be intense, but it's gonna keep your heart rate up, it's gonna keep your muscles warm, and it's gonna keep you moving. So it'll be an awesome workout. And if you ever need to modify it or make it a little bit easier or harder, I'll give you those modification cues as well. So before we get started with the warm-up, make sure you have enough space to work out and move in. Make sure you have some water nearby. And if you wanted to use any weights for any of these movements to make it a little bit more challenging, then you can definitely feel free to do so. However, I will be demonstrating only with body weight today, which will still give you a great workout. Another thing really quick is that I cannot provide music through YouTube due to copyright issues. So be sure to put on your favorite workout playlist at home right now and get ready for the warm-up. So once you have your space and you're ready to get moving, we're going to start with a light jog. Now for today's circuits, I will be explaining all of the timing format and all of the exercises once we're done the warm-up. I'll also be trying to make sure that I'm cueing you throughout each exercise so that you're doing the movements correctly, since I can't actually see you guys doing the movements. And I'll also be keeping track of the time the entire workout, so there's no need for you guys to have a stopwatch going or anything like that. I'll be cueing you and making sure you know how much time you have left through every single movement. All right, we're gonna move these into jumping jacks. So really extending those arms, getting that full stretch in. A true warm-up is one where you actually try to activate all the muscles and get that full stretch in and make sure they're getting warm. All right, we're gonna start crossing our arms in front of us, keeping that same exact leg motion. So out and in, and then crossing your arms in front. All right, we're gonna do jump rope. So little hops with your feet, turning your wrists as if you were holding the jump rope. Now take these side to side and forward and back to the middle. All right, nice job. We're gonna slow it down. Feet about a little bit more than shoulder width apart, arms in a T, cross toe touches. Getting that big stretch in your back as well. And also you should feel this in your chest and shoulders, keeping those arms in a straight line with one another. One more on each foot. Stand it back up, arm circles backwards. Once your arms get used to the range of motion, try and increase it a little bit by just making a wider circle. All right, and switch to going forward. Again, starting small, but trying to increase the range of motion. All right, nice job. Keeping your feet about at that same hip width or a little bit wider than hip width apart. We're doing body weight squats. So heels are down, you're bringing your hips back. So from the side, you want your hips to go back and your knees should be going right over top of your feet, but not further than your toes. We're gonna add a kick at the top. So alternate each foot that you're kicking with. Chest stays up so that you're facing forward the whole time. We're gonna move this kick to a sideways kick now. So straight out, keeping that leg straight as you bring it up. You should feel a little bit of a crunch in your abs too when you do this. All right, and backwards kick. So straightening out that knee, driving your heel backwards behind you. One more on each leg. All right, nice work. Starting at one end of your mat, you're gonna reach up as high as you can, stretching out your back, shoulders, Drop it down, tuck your toes, walk all the way out to a high plank, and then drop your hips and look straight up, back to a high plank and walk it back in. You're just reversing that movement. Do that one more time. This is a great full body stretch right here. Gets everything loose and warm. All right, so while I'm explaining the circuits, try and keep moving a little bit if you just want to do a nice jog or a side step, just to try and keep warm. First circuit that we'll have today, and you'll see the same format again, we'll have 3 movements. You'll do each move for 30 seconds. Then you'll have a 30-second rest, and all of that's considered 1 round. We're going to be doing 3 rounds of that. So the first 3 movements that you'll see in the circuit, we have plank jacks to begin. So you're starting in a high plank. Your feet are jumping out and in. Core is tight. If this is too hard for you, just walk your feet out. It's totally fine. Second movement that we're doing stationary ski jumps. So usually you see ski jumps as a lateral jump going side to side. We're doing stationary ski jumps. So you're switching those feet and switching those arms, dropping and touching either your toe or the floor right next to your toe. Again, you can always slow it down if that gets a little bit too hard. Third movement we have is a squat with a power kick. So just like the warm-up, except you really want to explode through that kick. Drive that knee up, drive that toe out. So emphasize the power in the power kick. Those are your first 3 moves. 30 seconds of each, 30 seconds of rest, and we're going to do that 3 rounds to kick off today's workout. So if you need some water before we begin, go ahead and grab that now. I'm going to get mine ready because I know I'll need it later. All right, I'm going to start in about 15 seconds, so make sure you have the space around you. Turn that music playlist on if you want. We're starting in plank jacks, so go ahead, get set up. Here we go, 30 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1, here we go. So tight core the whole time, feet going out and back in. Nice work. Keep these up. Strong shoulders holding up your body right now. If you have less than 10 seconds, you can do it. Bringing it into ski jumps after this. 3, 2, 1, 0. Stationary ski jumps, here we go. So you're almost lunge switch jumping through this. Driving 1 foot forward and 1 foot back into that lunge. Reaching down, touching that floor or that toe. Less than 10. You can do it. 3, 2, 1. All right, squat. Adding a power kick at the top. Making these kicks count. Drive that knee up and drive that toe straight out in front of your face. You can do it. We have about 7 seconds. Try and get 2 more really good ones. And relax. Nice work. That was round 1. I'm gonna grab a drink. All right, keep moving. Stay loose. Okay, we have about 10 seconds. We're gonna go back into round 2 of that. All right, starting with plank jacks, go ahead, get set. Ready, and let's go. Kicking off the workout today with a nice cardio burn here. Keep these jumps going. If you need to step through it, just step out and back in. But try and jump if you can. Keep that core tight. 2, 1, 0. Stationary lunge switch jumps. Again, if these are too hard, bring one foot in, step back, and drop. You can always modify it to make it a little bit easier if you need, or you can add weights to make it harder. Nice work, 5 seconds. All right, squat with the power kick, here we go. So these aren't for speed, but you want to keep up a good pace. Nice work. So close to being done with this round. Give me 10 more seconds. You've got this. And relax. All right, 30 seconds of rest. And then we have one last round of that. Whew. Already feeling it a little bit. Feel that heart rate going up. So really push yourself this last round. We have 6 more seconds of rest. Go ahead, get set up in your high plank. Starting in 3, 2, 1, here we go. Tighten up those abs. It's your last 30 seconds of plank jacks for the day. They're not easy, I know. They're one of my favorite, but my least favorite because they work so well, but they hurt so bad sometimes. You're just really working all your core muscles right now. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Stand it on up. We're doing our ski jumps. Switching your feet each time. Touching that toe or the floor. Keep the pace up, you got this. It's our last round of this circuit. Starting off strong. 5. Keep this going. And last 30 with our squat kicks. You can do this. Last 30. Then we'll get a nice rest, move on. 7 seconds, that's all. You can do it. 2, 1, and you're done. Awesome job with that first circuit. Go ahead, grab a drink. All right, so next circuit uses that same exact format. 3 moves, 30 seconds each, 30 seconds of rest, 3 rounds total. In our next movement, we're hitting legs a little bit harder. So first move that we have, 90-degree turning jump squats. Sounds like a handful of words, but it'll be super easy to follow along too. Not super easy to do. You're gonna jump squat and turn and land in your second jump squat. You're turning 90 degrees each time until you're facing forward again. Then you're turning the other way and doing 90-degree turns going the other direction until you're facing front again. Keeping it going the whole time. That's a little bit too difficult for you. Try and pulse and just jump in place. If it's a little bit, or if those were too hard for you, that's a good modification. But if those are too easy, then make it 180-degree jump squats, turning the full front to back each time. That'll definitely challenge you a little bit more. So that's our first movement of the circuit. Second movement that we have 3 lunge pulses into a knee drive. So starting with whatever foot you want, I'll use my left foot as my lunging foot. We're pulsing 3 times, driving that knee up, and repeat. So driving that knee up, right back into pulsing. Third movement that we're doing is that same exact thing with the other foot. So You'll have 30 seconds using only one foot as your pulse leg, and then switch 30 seconds using the other leg as your pulse leg. Those are our 3 movements. We're gonna go ahead and get started with circuit 2, starting off with those 90-degree squat jumps. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. So you're turning each time, soft landing in those heels, keeping your heels flat when you land, and switching direction every time you make it all the way around. 10 more seconds, you can do it. They're not easy. They'll test your strength and your stamina. 2, 1. All right, so we're lunging, 3 pulses, driving that knee up. Same leg, back for the pulses, driving that knee up. Feel it start burning in your legs soon here. That's good, that's what we want. Drive it, place it right back. If you need to stabilize yourself, that's fine. So switch legs, last 30 of this round. On those pulses, you want your knee to almost touch the ground, but not quite. Just about an inch off the ground. 3 good pulses, and 1 powerful knee drive. 6 seconds. And relax. Awesome job. That was round 1 of 3. You have 30 seconds. Stretch out whatever you need. Grab a drink. Whew. All right. We have just about 10 more seconds. Now we're going into round 2. So give it your all. We have 5, 4, starting with our 90-degree jump squats. Ready? And let's go. Power through these. You can do it. If you ever need to take a break, then take a quick break, catch your breath, and get right back into it. Finish it out. Nice work. Keep these going. 2, 1, 0. All right, lunge pulse with the knee drive. So after that knee drive, if you need to drop your foot, find that balance again, and then get back into it, that's totally fine. It's better than falling over. These definitely test your balance as well as your strength here. 5 seconds left, and then we're switching legs. Go ahead, switch. 3 pulses and 1 good drive. Keep this up. Last 30 of this round. That's it. 2, 1, 0. Take your rest. We have 30 seconds, and then we're going right back into it for our final round of this. All right, less than 10. I think this is the last time we're doing these jump squats. Make them count. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Last minute and a half of this circuit. I know it's tough. I know you're really tempted to quit and just take a break, but keep going. Stay with me. I'm right there with you. About 5 seconds left, that's all. 2, 1, 0. So 3 pulses and a knee drive. Nice work. Halfway down on this side, and then we're switching to the other leg. You can do it. Ooh. See, even I lose my balance sometimes. It totally happens. Go ahead, switch legs. Other leg is now your pulse leg. Using your arms too to add that momentum. When you drive that knee up, really makes a difference. Gives you a little bit more power there for a stronger drive. 6 seconds left. Try and get one more good rep in. 2, 1, 0. Awesome work. Take a quick break. All right, our next one's a fun one. This time we have 4 moves, but we're only doing them for 20 seconds each, so a lot faster turnaround, but instead of 3 moves, we'll have 4. We're still gonna have 30 seconds of rest, and we're also still gonna have our 3 rounds. We're also gonna start incorporating some abs and core into the mix. So our first move of the 4, we just have a squat hold. So as if you were doing a regular squat, but you're holding it on the furthest point down. That's your first move, 20 seconds. You're dropping straight away into your elbow plank for the next 20. On your forearms, back is straight, keeping that core tight, knees locked out. Third movement, back up to your squat. We're doing squat pulses. Fourth movement, back to your plank. We're doing plank saws. So the first 2 movements, we're kind of holding a still movement. In the second 2 movements, we're taking that movement and we're adding just a little bit of motion to it to make it a little harder. So we're gonna start with that squat pulse. Again, only 20 seconds of each movement this time. Fast turnaround, so give it your all. Going down into that squat, and here we go. So I'm starting my timer up. We have 20 seconds, that's it, holding right here. Right as you're gonna start to feel that burn, really creep in, we'll switch to a plank. So keep it low, keep that back and chest straight, hips and butt low and back, knees not quite over your toes, heels down. Go ahead, switch to elbow plank. Holding it here for just 20, that's it. Tight core, knees locked out, back is straight. You can do this. Holding that core in as if you're sucking in those abs. 3, 2, 1. Squat pulse. Quick transitions here. You don't want to waste too much time between the movements. So you're staying in that low pulse or that low squat, but you're pulsing about 2 or 3 inches up and down. 3 seconds. 2, 1. Plank saws. Here we go. On your forearms, using your toes to rock back and forth as if you were a saw. You can do this. 8 seconds left. That's it. Tight core. 2, 1, 0. We have 30 seconds of rest, and then we're going into round 2 of that. So it's not super difficult at first, but once you start feeling that burn come in, that's when you really got to push to make it through. All right, so 10 seconds left of rest, and then we're going back, starting with our squat hold for round 2. All right, go ahead, drop it into your squat. Let's begin. You want that butt back. You don't want to be bringing your chest towards the floor. You want your chest facing up. 5 seconds, and then we're going down into our plank. 2, 1. Quickly go into that plank. Tighten up your core. Straighten out that back. Straighten out those legs. 3 more seconds here, and then we're squat pulsing. Go ahead, switch it. Back up to your squat pulse. Keeping it really low here. We have about 5 seconds, and then we're going into our plank saw. All right, go ahead, switch for our last 20 seconds. Sawing back and forth. Tightening up those ab muscles. You can do this. 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. We have one more round of this after our rest. Then we're going into our next circuit. So keep moving if you can. Stay loose here. We have 10 more seconds. We're doing one more round, starting with those squat holds. Try and last through all 4 moves here. All right, drop it down. Let's go. Last round. Just 20 seconds of 4 moves. All right, you have 3 seconds, then we're going into our plank. Go ahead, switch into that plank. On your forearms and your elbows. Hold it here. Tighten everything up, straighten everything up. Three seconds. All right, back into the squat pulse. So dropping it really low and just pulsing in that deepest part of your squat. Keeping your back right above your hips. 3 seconds. All right, plank saws, here we go. Last 20. Strong, flexed core here. Going back and forth. Last 5 seconds. You got this. All right, drop it down. Nice work, guys. Moving on, so keep resting while I explain the next circuit. We're going back to that original 3-move format. So back to 3 moves, 30 seconds each, 30 seconds rest, 3 total rounds. So you guys should be vets at this by now. Our first move that we're doing is a tricep push-up into a tall plank formation. So we'll have you do the push-up on your knees. So squaring up, your shoulders should be above your wrist, dropping your triceps down to a push-up, then picking up on your toes, hold a high plank for just about a second, drop back down, tricep push-up, back to high plank. Keep this going for 30 seconds. Second movement that we're doing, single alternating leg lifts. So you're starting with one leg right above you. You're alternating the leg lifts left and right. So they're like giant scissor kicks almost, or giant flutter kicks. Third movement that we're doing a boat hold, but you're coming and you're crossing shoulder taps each time. So you can either have your legs bent, or for a challenge, straighten them out. Your hands start out, and we're doing shoulder taps. Try and listen up because I'll be giving you different variations of things to do with your arms during a boat hold to make them a little bit more challenging. So keep it interesting, keep it fun, but keep it challenging. Listen up, and I'll be giving you some suggestions there. We're going to start with that tricep push-up into a plank hold, starting in 3, 2. So that high plank is just kind of engaging your core a little bit, throwing in an ab movement, keeping that core tight all the way through your push-up, keeping those elbows close by your sides as you go down. Back is flat here. Go ahead, switch. Alternating leg lifts. So you can put your hands underneath your tailbone to add some more cushion. The foot that's closer to the ground is not actually touching the ground, it's just going right, hovering right above it. Keep it up. Your legs are almost perfectly straight here. 2 seconds. 1. Bring it up to a boat hold. So straighten out those legs if you can. Start with your arms flat. Shoulder tap, cross the body with each hand. So your upper body and your lower body are both at a 45-degree angle with the ground here. Keeping those abs tight, those legs as straight as you can. If you need to, try and bend them. That might be a little bit easier. 2, 1, rest for 30. So that was round 1, hitting arms a little bit, hitting the core and abs. Keep up that intensity. We only have about 15 more seconds of rest. We're gonna go back to that original position for tricep push-ups into the plank. 5 more seconds, so go ahead, get ready. And begin. Tricep push-up into that high plank and repeat. Nice job, keep these going. If these are too tough, then take out the push-up and just keep that high plank going. 3 seconds, 2, 1. Switch it over to those alternating leg lifts. Keeping your shoulder blades hovering off the ground to activate those abs a little bit more. Driving your knee as if it's coming straight towards your face. Nice work, keep these legs straight. 4 seconds here. All right, bring it into that boat hold. This time I challenge you to just bring your arms up and down for 30 seconds. You can keep your palms facing down or flip them. Keep them facing up or do a little combination of both. Keep those legs straight here, core is tight. Keeping those abs engaged and relax. All right, we have one more round of that. Then all we have left for today is a finisher, cool down, and we're out of here. So 20 more seconds of rest. Then we have our last round of this circuit. Really try and give it your all. Do whatever you can to keep going the whole 30 seconds. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Tricep push-up on your knees, right into that high plank and back. So as you lower your knees back to the ground, try and keep your abs engaged. Don't just let momentum take your knees and slam them into the ground. You might hurt yourself that way. So use your core to slowly lower them back onto the mat. 3 seconds. Go ahead and switch, alternating leg lifts. So your face should be facing your legs. Using your abs to hold your shoulders up, not your neck. You don't want to strain your neck here. Straighten out those legs. 3 more seconds of these. All right, ending off with that boat hold. And your challenge is to bring up either one arm at a time, or if you can, 2 arms as tall as you can, as far back as you can. It's not as easy as it looks, but I challenge you to do it. You know you can do it. Even if it's just for a few reps, then you go back to single leg or single arm. Straighten out those legs. You have 3 seconds. 2, 1, 0. Ooh, awesome work. All right, so our last thing today, we have a quick finisher. It's only going to be 2 minutes of work. We're going to have 2 movements, exercise A and exercise B. You'll do 20 seconds of each, and you're just going to go back and forth for that whole 2 minutes. So 20 seconds of A, 20 seconds of B, 20 seconds of A, 20 seconds of B. No rest for the 2 minutes. Exercise A, we have slow mountain climbers. So start in that high plank, drive one knee in at a time. You're not running through it. You're just driving, stepping your feet in and out. It's still at a good pace, so don't let that word slow confuse you. You're just not running through it. You're just stepping. Exercise B, we have plank drops on your elbows. So on your elbows, using your abs to lower your hips, tapping on each side with your hip. So going from left to right, just little dips, and you're gonna try and keep that core tight the whole time. 20 seconds of each for 2 minutes. Just alternate back and forth. I'll let you know when you need to switch, but we're starting out with that slow mountain climber. Go ahead and get set. Last 2 minutes of work today, so challenge yourself, make yourself proud more than anything. Try and get something out of this that you'll be happy you did this for. All right, slow mountain climbers in 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. So driving that knee in right towards your chest. You should see that knee coming in between those two hands. Core is tight here, back is flat. Nice work, 3 seconds. Go ahead, drop to your elbows, and we're doing alternating dips. So dip your hips to the left side, bring it back to the middle, dip them on the right side, back to the middle. And just keep going. 3 seconds, and then we'll switch again. Go ahead, back up. High plank, slow mountain climbers. So your arms should be feeling it here, but your abs should really be feeling it too. 3 seconds. Go ahead, switch back to your elbows. And hip drop on each side. Ten seconds left here. More than halfway done this full finisher. Stay with me. 2, 1. Back up. Last time doing these mountain climbers. Try and last. You got this. Keep it going. Almost there. 3 seconds. Drop it down. Last 20 seconds. You can do it. Hips are slowly lowering to the ground on each side. Nice work. Keep it up. 5 seconds left. That's it. Strong core here. And relax. Whew, awesome work. All right, we're going to straight up, stretch out those abs. And then rock right back into your child's pose. Take a few deep breaths here, slowing your breathing down. All right, you can go ahead and alternate between those two movements. So looking up at the ceiling, stretch out those back muscles and those ab muscles. Go right back down into child's pose. Slowing down your breath here. Do that one more time. All right, you're gonna go up into high plank. Walk your feet in and do a good downward dog here. And then walk your feet and hands together. Let your feet dangle at your toes. Stretching out your hamstrings, the back of your legs, and your calf muscles. Try and touch the floor if you can here. And then slowly roll up on your back muscles. Reach up as tall as you can to the sky. And you're gonna grab one arm, hug it over here across your body. And then take that same arm behind your head and give it a little pull. Stretch out your tricep. Go ahead, switch arms. And then give this one a little pull behind your head. Nice job. And just do the same thing we did before with our arms in a T. Slowing it down a little bit here to get that full good stretch in your legs, your arms, your back, and your chest. One more on each side. We're finishing off with a nice basic quad stretch. So grabbing one ankle and just pulling it, giving it a slight stretch on the front of your leg here, right in the quad. If you need to hold on to something to keep your balance, that's totally fine. Go ahead and switch. Feel free to repeat any of these stretches, or if you have any stretches that you want to do on your own, just try and stay loose, keep those muscles loose, and try and avoid any of that muscle soreness. But thank you so much for joining me today. We're in and out of here with an awesome full body workout in less than 45 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed it and had a good time. And if you want to do another one of these workouts, I will be back here again next Monday at 4:30 p.m. And there's also a whole long list of workouts that have been previously recorded here on YouTube. So be sure to check those out. We also are offering in-person classes outside. If you're on the Athens campus right now, you might want to look into those. You just have to register online, so keep that in mind. But other than that, thank you so much again for joining. Hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day and stay safe.